From hobby farmers to weekend gardeners and everyone in between, Tractor Supply trusts 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business to make shopping more personal. Together, we're connecting over 2,200 stores with 5G business internet and powering AI so team members can match shoppers with products faster.
You're all set.
This is enriching customer experience. This is Tractor Supply with T-Mobile for Business. Take your business further at T-Mobile.com/now.
I'm Peter Schrager, host of Good Morning Football on the NFL Network and the Season with Peter Schrager podcast. Whether you're ordering wings for the game or you're whipping up a 7-layer dip or you're ordering a pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food, no matter what you're craving. From 2-for-1 pizzas to buy one, get one wings to whatever it is you want, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week all season long. Uber Eats is the official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now for game day. Terms and conditions apply, and see the app for details.
Brian, players were frustrated after the game. They were angry after the game. Do you welcome that venting by your guys in what becomes a public forum?
Yeah, look, these guys put a lot of work into this, as does everybody involved, and certainly not something that we wanted yesterday. You work hard every week to not have that happen, and that was a tough one. So there's frustration that comes with it, understandable. And we communicate. I think we have good leadership in our locker room. I think we communicate on a daily basis. But certainly a frustrating game, no question about it.
Malik and Dexter both called the team's play soft. How do you feel about that choice of word in describing the game?
Yeah, I thought our guys played hard. You can go back and evaluate the tape. There was certain plays that you want back. We talked about some of the missed tackles that happened. Offensively, some of the negative plays, particularly in the first half. We only had 17 plays, and that created some third and longs that we didn't pick up. Didn't control the time of possession, but the guys played hard. They played with effort. Just didn't do enough.
Thank you.
Yep.
Jordan Renan.
Hey, Brian.
Morning, Jordan.
I know you're saying your guys played hard.
Yeah.
What do you say to people who think that the team kind of quit on you guys there with the performance that they put out there?
Yeah. I mean, we went back. We evaluated the tape this morning. Look, we didn't play well enough. There was some things, whether it's execution stuff, call stuff, that we just didn't get the job done. But in terms of running to the football, giving effort at the line of scrimmage, those didn't stand out, Jordan. What standing out was 3 sacks early on in the first half. 0 for 4 on third down, a variety of missed tackles that caused, some big plays. And, the missed tackles weren't a lack of effort, missed tackles. Give Tampa Bay credit. They did a good job, and we didn't do a good enough job.
First of all, do you have any update on how Tommy's doing today?
I don't. Sorry, I don't have any update on any of these guys yet.
You expect him to be able to play on Thursday at this point?
Yeah, I obviously got to talk to the training staff. I'm hopeful, but I don't know. I haven't talked to the training staff.
It's 3 days before the game. You didn't check in on your quarterback?
I have not talked to the training staff yet, so wait until they give me the update, then we'll see where we're at. But I'm anticipating he'll be ready to go.
Dan Duggan.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Dan.
You just made that case on not having issues with effort, so how do you square that with a veteran like Jermaine Illuminor said unequivocally he saw a lack of effort yesterday?
Yeah, we're gonna watch the tape here as a group in a few minutes, and we're gonna go through the plays like we normally do. And I think that as a coach, you make the corrections that you need to make, and I think the players will see what we see as a coaching staff.
But even if that's how the coaching staff sees it, does it concern you that a player is publicly saying he's not seeing, like, that doesn't concern you? Like, that's not something you feel like it could be an issue?
Yeah, look, we have good communication. We'll talk about, what Jermaine sees, and we'll talk about what we see. We'll watch it. It's right on tape. But again, I have confidence in the guys in the locker room. And again, when you lose a game like that, Dan, the way we lost, certainly everybody's frustrated.
And one last one, just with so much going on and the offense struggling, any consideration to giving up play calling?
No, we'll stay status quo here in terms of how we prepare, particularly on this short week. But certainly got to do a better job.
Paul Schwartz.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Paul.
A couple of things. At times like this, with a big losing streak coming off that game, what is the inclination to stay the course versus I got to change something? It's a desperate time. I got to change something. I know it's a short week, but versus we got to, I believe in what we do. We got to stay the course when what you do is not working.
Yeah, it's a great question. Again, I believe in what we do. Obviously, the results have not shown themselves. I believe in the people, and we'll continue to work as hard as we can. But certainly, you think about things that you need to change, or whether it's plays, whatever it may be. You're always thinking, what can you do to do better? And obviously, there's a lot of things you can do better.
And one more, the phrase is always out there: "Lost the locker room." Right? He lost the locker room. Can you say for sure that is not the case with you and your team right now?
Yeah, I feel good about our communication with the players, with the coaches. Certainly not happy about the results, but I expect a lot from those guys, and they should expect a lot from me. And again, there's a good communication process. But when you lose like that, Paul, it's a frustrating thing.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll take 4 more. Pat Leonard.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Morning, Pat.
Malik Neighbors said the problem with the offense ain't the quarterback. He said it was the same problem when we had DJ at quarterback. He said to talk to you about the issues and about his lack of targets early. So that sounds like he's blaming the game plan, the strategy, the play calling on your end. How did you interpret those comments?
Yeah, Leak and I talked last night. We talked this morning. He's a very competitive individual. Again, you want to get the ball in his hands, and I got to do a better job of getting the ball in his hands early. He's a smart young guy that's very competitive, Pat. And again, when you lose like that, it's a frustrating thing. But we've had good communication, as we always have.
You think it's a problem that he is that he feels free to speak that freely and that critically about you, the head coach, and about the operation?
Yeah, I think. Look, I'll keep our conversations private, myself and Leaks, and look forward to getting ready here on Dallas.
And one quick one, if you don't
Sure.
mind. I know you're saying you don't feel like there were effort issues, but I feel like the tape speaks for itself. How do you reconcile? Obviously, you want to present a good front as a leader of the team, but I mean, how do you correct the jogging and the lack of pursuit by some of these players, and how do you avoid those frustrations from happening the next time the team steps on the field?
Yeah, I think you go through the tape, you make the corrections, and again, you tag. It's not all going to be perfect, no question about it. But you tag, certain plays that you want improvement, whatever area that is, technique, chase the ball, whatever that may be. And again, I think, it wasn't up to our standard in terms of just overall execution of play. But there wasn't. I wouldn't say there's a lot of guys, Pat, that were just not giving effort. We looked at that with a fine-tooth comb this morning.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mark Cannizzaro.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Mark.
I'm just curious. Last year you were, obviously there were a lot of injuries and things went the wrong way last year, and there was a lot of praise for how the locker room did stay together and down the stretch. I'm curious, what is the trick when there doesn't seem to be any hope to message these guys that there is hope, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, no, look, you get ready to play another game, obviously, on Thanksgiving. You go through the things you got to get better at, and, you show confidence in your players and your staff. and you make adjustments that you need to make. And look, I've got a lot of confidence in the guys in that locker room, and say we have good communication, and we're going to work to do everything we can do to make it as good as we can.
Art Stapleton.
Hey, Dave. Good morning.
Morning, Art.
You mentioned communication. I know we've talked about this the last couple of weeks, but just the idea of when you either hear the comments that were made last night from individual players or they are brought to your attention, are you surprised that you're hearing this sentiment, or is this something that you anticipate as a coach because of your conversations that you've had with the players with a continued, process to be in touch with them?
Sure. Again, when you lose a game like that, Art, there's frustration. Certainly, you'd like to keep it in house, but you understand. I mean, been doing this for a while, and there's conversations that you have to have. If comments like that are made, and I respect the opinions of the players and of the coaches, and we'll work as hard as we can to get this fixed.
Do you feel like you can find any positives or anything to grow from or show progress with this team because of those comments and because of these opinions are being shared, maybe not behind the scenes but publicly?
Progress to improve?
Yeah, improve this team.
Yeah. No, look, that's what we'll do. That's what we try to do after every game. Obviously, the results, they have been what they have been. So obviously, we got to do a lot better than that.
Thanks.
Yep.
Last one, Tom Rock.
Brian,
Hey, Tom.
how do you close what seems to be a pretty big gap between what the leaders on this team continue to say and have been saying for a couple of weeks? Dex, Burns, even Malik to a certain extent, Illuminor now, between what they're saying and what the rest of the team is hearing and how they're reacting to it, because it seems like they're saying the right things, but it's not being enacted on or heard.
Yeah, I think we all got to do a better job, Tom. That starts with me, and that's what we'll do.
Do you think there's enough good, experienced leadership in the locker room, or do you think that some of that is missing from previous years?
No, I got a lot of respect for the guys in the locker room and the leaders in that room, and it's not just the veterans; it's young guys coming on as well.
I'm Peter Schrager, host of Good Morning Football on the NFL Network and the Season with Peter Schrager podcast. Whether you're ordering wings for the game or you're whipping up a 7-layer dip or you're ordering a pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food, no matter what you're craving. From 2-for-1 pizzas to buy one, get one wings to whatever it is you want, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week all season long. Uber Eats is the official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now for game day. Terms and conditions apply, and see the app for details.
Lowe's knows you want to get even more value for the holiday. That's why as a My Lowe's Rewards member, you get new member deals on holiday decor, tools, and more. And you earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards to help you save on holiday and more. Not a member? Join for free today at lowes.com/mylowesrewards because Lowe's knows deals. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See lowes.com/terms for full details, subject to change.